good with our sound? Let us know. I know last time I apparently sounded like I was in an echo chamber. I don't know why that happens, but let's see what folks are saying over on Facebook. Let's see, there it is. And, okay, 4 comments. So, sounds good, says Teresa. Dahlia, good morning. Teresa saying good morning. Mary Ann calling in from Wisconsin. Good morning. Okay, good deal. All right, we start at the top of the hour in a couple minutes, but want to warmly welcome people in. This is going to be a lively call today. We were just already having a bunch of fun pre-show banter, and Ronald's been off traveling the world, just got back from Egypt and is leading by example to let the rest of us know it's time to spread our wings. We're going to hear about some fun travels that are planned on the Lopez family there. Donald has massive miles racked up, and maybe you'll be going back into the friendly skies and off somewhere. Maybe you guys will even meet in a mastermind one of these days. Maybe we'll even meet as a community face-to-face someday, right?
Looking forward to that.
This year. Yeah.
Okay, this year we're getting the interest level is way up there, Brian. Maybe the rest of you on that topic. How many of you kind of like that idea of meeting live face-to-face through the E-Commerce Business School community? Give us a yes in the comments section if that's something. This came up with a call I just had yesterday where someone is saying, when is it going to happen, Ann? Kind of like, I can barely stand it. Can we please come together?
In fact,
Okay.
if you're listening to this and you've met in person live with us in the past, would you put a comment in there let us know that you've done that?
Okay, what we're hearing is they don't see the Zoom and faces. Oh, that's true. They're seeing the wrong screen, Brian. I'm looking at it now. Your tent. Ooh, we all want to get in that green tent.
I switched all my monitors around, so that's what's going on. So I think the easiest way to do this would be to just swap that way. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with my camera because my camera will be in the wrong place, but nevertheless.
We're working on it, folks. So thank you from the feedback. All right. So the comments. Nicole, I'd love a live event. Joyce Humphrey, absolutely. Yes. Teresa, yes. All righty. William, I've met EBS staff and members several times at several meetups. It was always great and informative. William was at our last live event. It was in Dallas, January of 2020. That was our last live event. Barring the little, what did we call them, Roberto and Selena in Florida?
Greet and meet.
A greet and meet. We did twice in Orlando.
We did twice.
Yeah, met at a restaurant, had a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun seeing everybody. Yeah, it was great.
It really is. So yes, thank you everyone. So we were just asking about that. Those who would be interested to come to an EBS live event. So you can write yes if you're interested. Let us know. Okay, I'm gonna look at that, Brian, and see if that's corrected. I know there's a delay thus far. I'm still seeing the green tent and everything. So let's just see. Okay, I see you moving stuff around. It's getting caught up. There's the delay. Okay.
Yep. I think we're good.
Here we are. Mm-hmm. Good. All right, we're back in the saddle. Okay, welcome everybody. This is Ann Sieg, founder of the E-Commerce Business School. This is our weekly Saturday morning live. We've got special guests here. We're gonna have a really friendly conversation. Totally feel free to make comments or ask questions. These are our heavy hitters, all right? So you're gonna get to hear all sorts of great stuff from our heavy hitters.
And
so
they will not hold back. So you don't hold back either in your questions because they're not going to hold back in their answers. That's for certain.
That's
yes,
right.
That is right. So let's go through our normal introduction. Welcome everybody, and especially to our newest members. Let us know if you are new so we can give you a very warm welcome in the comments section. Just feel free to do that. And then I know as well we have some folks who are brand new coming in who really are just now learning about E-Commerce Business School for the first time. So a warm welcome to you as well. Let us know. We'll give you some love and high fives in the comment section. We're going to move on, Brian, to the next slide, which is our 3 pillars of e-commerce success. And these are like bedrock to who we are, the foundation we stand on, which is number one, generate cash flow. Jumpstart your business and keep it going. You get that cash flow going quickly and you go, I've arrived. Because now you can start planning for growth when you have true cash flow going, right? Number two pillar is automate systems. Why would we do that? So you can free up your time and scale up your business. And lastly, number three pillar is to build assets you can pass on to your family or sell to investors for a profit. We've done separate training on that. The value of Amazon businesses that are now going up to 7 and 8 multiples, where it used to be 5 and 6 multiples. So you're in the right place. Go ahead, Brian.
2 and multiples of your annual net income. Your business's annual net income, it was 2 to 3 times. Now it's up to like 5 to 7, and I've heard as high as 8 times your annual net income. That means that if you have a business that's earning just $100,000 a year, where you could have sold that for $250,000, now you can sell it for $500,000 or maybe even $750,000. It's pretty incredible.
Yes. That speaks to people understanding the value of an Amazon business. So that means keep your hands to the wheel, folks. Hand to the plow. All right. The next slide there is to share a Saturday morning live with others. And you will see from today's call, we are a community. We're a community of Amazon sellers, e-commerce sellers. And through that community, you strengthen the growth of your business because of the business peer friendships that you develop here. So definitely feel free to share. There's a little arrow to do just that. The next slide is our weekly Feed the Beast challenge. And the beast is none other than Amazon, and more so AKA the prime buyers who buy at a significantly higher level than your average Amazon shopper. Those prime buyers, of which I got a good feeling everyone here in this call are prime shoppers as well. And so that's who we're feeding. They're hungry, they're ravenous. And so we do this every Friday as people to share their post and then do hashtag feed the beast. And then we choose a winner. So we'll go to the next slide and let's give this gentleman a high five. His name is Bill Haydorn. Bill Haydorn. Now, let me read the fine print there. First 30 days. Thank you, coaches. Looking forward to building this business, and circled in red for his first 30 days is $3,700 in sales. Now, can I get it from our team here that are with us? That's pretty awesome, right?
That's incredible.
He put his hand. Thank you, Selena and Roberto. Yes, they put their hand to the wheel. He did the work. So give it up to Bill. You know, and what this does, just to be clear, people, their biggest angst is, will this work? Oh, I hope it works. More so they're wondering, will it work for me? And I always tell them there's only one way to find out. You're going to have to get in there, throw some dirt and make it happen. So good on you to Bill Haydorn. You were also in yesterday's monthly student success call. Loved having you there. We are thrilled with your success, and everybody give him a wonderful high five for getting in there and doing the work. And you're going to have a beautiful Q4 as a result. All right, so the next slide there, it's the heavy hitters slugging it out. We've got Donald Cameron, Roberto and Selena Lopez, and Ronald Dupree. And we'll do just these quick introductory slides that Brian put together for us. So there is Donald, and circled in red. Man, that bat of yours, you've been slugging and slugging and slugging. Circled in red, 507,000. And that's not since his total time since starting Amazon and doing his business. That is 1 year's worth, 12 months worth of sales, 507,000. He already is at his first quarter goal of 100K, and he's going for 200K for Q2. So he's got a big bat that he's slugging around there. So I know those kitty cats have to watch out for that. He's got a slew of cats as he's slinging that bat. Okay, Roberto and Selena are here. You know what, let me go back. So Donald, welcome. And if you want to say hello to all the folks and being here this morning.
Well, I'm not very video oriented, so I'll just say hello and wait till we get into some other questions. But nice to be here.
Awesome. Donald is a very strong leader in our community. You're going to see that in today's call. He really helps lead teams of people. So Roberto and Selena Lopez, good morning to you, Roberto and Selena. And I love you've got your wall of fame there, but go ahead and say good morning to the folks.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
We're going to have fun.
Gonna have fun. And Ronald is in the house, freshly back from Egypt. I do see a hieroglyphic, or I hope I have my terminology right. But good morning to you, Ronald.
Good morning to everyone.
All righty, awesome. Let's do this. I'd like for folks to get to know you relative to a quick snapshot of what your background is. What kind of work life do you come from? And then why did you consider Amazon? What was the shift and why here? So Donald, we'll start with you. Quick snapshot of your background. Why Amazon? Why here?
Well, I've moved around a lot, but I spent most of my career in the support end of auto auctions. And COVID kind of changed that. So I was looking for something to carry forward with, and I saw you on YouTube. And the rest is just playing games, having fun with real money. So learning everything I can as I go along, and I know there's a lot more to learn. So that's why I try to follow everybody I can at EBS, and I really enjoy all of the groups that I'm part of. Yes, Ronald, even you. But,
oh, I knew this was coming.
So it starts. Mm-hmm.
It's just the beginning. You know, it keeps me active. I'm living in Mississippi now, and I'm kind of going backwards. I started out doing wholesale, then went to OA, and now I'm interested in retail arbitrage. Just as much as I can. I'm not giving up anything else. It's just the way I am, backwards.
I am going to put in a kudos about you, Donald. You, I think, have the record in our community. I could be wrong. Kurt would know. Being in the boot camps. I know you were in yesterday's graduation call. I was there yesterday morning. And so you are truly a person who shows up to, you're showing up for your business in regards to our training and mentoring. And clearly that seems to be manifesting in your actions as well.
Well, thank you, but I think Joyce probably has the record, if I'm correct, but we'll verify that later.
Okay, yeah. Well, you're taking advantage of it.
I'm following.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Roberto and Selena.
So, Ann, we've been together for going on 40 years, and we opened our first business in 1990. We've had several different businesses in different industries which have been successful. But I started looking for something that we could do online that didn't require a physical presence in one location. We don't have an income issue in our lives right now. What we have is a time freedom issue. So we wanted to have a business that was not brick and mortar and that could be done from anywhere in the world that we so chose. And I started looking for it, and I ran across your video after having seen many that didn't seem authentic to me. And it spoke to us because it spoke about having a fully automated business that could be run from anywhere. And so we said, you know what, we're going to give it a try. I was very hesitant at first, but this is the real deal, guys. EBS is the real deal. It will get you everything that you need. It will have the roadmap to where you need to go. And so our goal is to replace my income from my business to the EBS business, which will be totally fully automated, and we can travel anywhere with it. We finished our first year. I think it's a 3-year plan. We're ahead of schedule on our 3-year plan. And so, yeah, that's where we are right now.
And we didn't know anything about e-commerce, so.
Yeah, this is our first e-commerce business. Everything else that we did in the past was brick and mortar.
Right.
I love that. You fully transitioned. Well,
not yet.
Not yet. When you replace, when you replace that income.
2023, end of 2023.
Awesome. I'm curious. Donald said it's fun. It's like a game. Has this been fun for you too? I'm curious.
Addictively fun.
Addictive.
How so? What makes it addictively
There's a lot of
fun?
dinosaurs and
So first
cats.
Hey,
first of all, the group of people that EBS is, the family, there's so much support. Everyone helps each other. We're part of a mastermind with Ronald and Donald and other great members. We help each other. You guys put the process in place. We're following it, and we're seeing the dominoes fall in the order they should be falling. And so the game now becomes, how many dominoes can you get to fall? How quickly can you get them to fall? And it becomes a game. Yes, it's a business. We've always treated this from day one as a business. It's not a hobby. It's not a side gig. It's a business, but it's a fun business.
I want to add something to that. That's a great analogy of dominoes and getting the dominoes to fall. And if you think about setting up a series of dominoes, you know, where you can push it and they all go clack, 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 clack. What Roberto and Selena are doing are setting up all those dominoes so they can, you know, you can push that and be fully automated.
Yes.
So they're thinking ahead. It's not just like, well, okay, what's the next domino? They're thinking ahead and they're getting everything lined up. You could hear Robert's plan of the end of 2023. Yeah, you're doing it like you're building this like a real business.
Mm-hmm.
I love that analogy. I think I'm going to go get a set of dominoes and I'm going to get some fingernail polish, Selena, and I'll use that to write on there, whatever I got to do.
There you go.
And then you can, those goals, and then you just start knocking them down and you get to your dream.
That's right.
Awesome. I love
Ronald's
it.
already thinking about selling dominoes just to satisfy the need.
Hey, Ronald, remember, I get 5% of that.
5%.
Oh,
No, I get Donald every time you mention my name. Remember, you owe me.
Oh, trademark name apparently with royalties.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Well, the Sultan of Egypt is here. Ronald, is that the backdrop of your couch? Is that from Egypt by any chance?
No. This is just a backdrop on my couch. Yeah, it's a really light colored couch. So I don't want to get it dirty. I'll just keep this on there, just, you know, protective covering.
I'm having fun. I thought maybe, because Egypt is known for the specialty cotton stuff. So let's get a background of your, you know, what you've done, why you're here and all that.
So I have to give a little credit to my parents because as a kid, my mother used to take us shopping for school clothes, right? And she picked out your clothes. I never liked what she picked out. And so she says, when you get a job, then you can pick out what you want. So that was the greatest lesson in life for me, because I found out that if I work, I can get anything I want. So I had my first business when I was in my 20s. I was working a full-time job. I bought a vending route, and I worked those two jobs for 18 years with a goal in mind to get to where I'm at now with the pool and that nice house and everything like that. And then after I retired, which was about 10 years ago, I went into the restaurant business. And I did that for about 5 years. And a lot of problems with employees, you know, they don't want to do what you pay them to do. And so I got out of that business. And one thing I discovered about myself is that sometimes I work better by myself. My standards are usually too high for most people. So looking at a video one day, there you are talking about the e-commerce business. So I says, oh, this is the perfect thing for me. So jumped in with the hesitation that everybody has, but at the same time, I'm not afraid to fail. And that's the key. You cannot be afraid to fail if you want to make it in life. If you fail, you just get back up and go at it again. So that's sort of my story to the success that I'm having. And it's fun for me as well. I treat this like as a game. I still have a little part-time job, But when I get off of that job, this is my second job now. And I'm one of the people that I'm doing everything. I'm my own VA. I'm my own sourcer. I'm my own shipper. And it wasn't by choice. I started out with a VA. The VA didn't work out. My second VA didn't work out. But I couldn't let that stop my progress. So my goal is to get to the point where, you know, the things that you guys stress as far as having a team, I'll get there one day. But right now, I'm just doing everything myself. And I enjoy it. I enjoy packing up, shipping, finding products, you know, and in the beginning, I couldn't find anything. Now I'm finding products like crazy. So it's just tenacity.
Wow.
Can't really blame it on the VAs, Ronald, though. I mean, you know, look who they're working with.
Well, like I said, I have high standards, and if they don't meet my standards, I don't have time for them.
So I can say this: our mastermind group is a group of experienced sellers, and we all do things a little bit differently. And one of the things that I admire about Ronald's role is that he does it himself. He's the hardest working member of the team, I feel. Not only that, he has passed on something to us, a quality that I think we've all taken on, which we call the Dupree factor.
The Dupree factor.
He does not give up. When he hits a roadblock, if he has to do 20 different turns to get around it, on that 21st time, he'll get through, and he's passed it along to us, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
The voice. I say it's the voice.
Well, the voice helps
that
too,
deep,
you know?
That deep, mysterious voice, you know.
My goal is to never take no for an answer.
Yeah, and we've taken on that attitude. That's one thing that one of the many things that we've learned from the mastermind group is Dupree's attitude.
Yes.
The no is not an answer.
That's right.
We've always had the idea that when something goes wrong, it's just a course correction.
So remember, we have to pay him every time we say Dupree.
Uh-oh.
No more. Papa.
We got this on tape. We got it on tape.
Uh-oh. But
It's
kidding
recorded.
aside, we did take that away. And that's helped our business.
Okay. I love that. The Dupree factor,
Yes.
the fearless tenacity. What I am so enamored with is, Ronald, you sharing that childhood story of your mother. My mother was quite a bit the same. Oh, you want what? Nothing was handed out. I mean, nothing. I have these little right there in my bookshelf. Those are 3 knitted Christmas bells that my grandma taught me to knit. And so what did my mom do? She said, Ann, you can go out in the neighborhood and sell those. And I was like 3rd or 4th grade. I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And she gave me a little paper box, which was my cash register. Because there were some coins in there and the dollar bills and whatnot. But she taught me a vital lesson is I can create my own economy. And I went out and I sold them. It was 50 cents a piece and 3 for $1. I had a bundled offer when I was in 3rd grade. And I went out by myself. These weren't the days with the helicopter mommy. No. I was out in the neighborhood by myself. She taught me what to say. And I was a little merchant girl. So what I wanted to enforce about that, Selena and Roberta, we've met in Orlando and I interviewed you. Your mother you were raised by your moms, if I remember correctly, and they fled from Cuba. Is that right? And then they raised you. And you have a very hard work ethic as a result.
Correct. We're 1st generation immigrants. We saw how hard they had to work bringing in children and no spouses and take multiple jobs while taking college courses to better their lives and ours. So they were the inspiration for us.
Wow. So hard work ethic from the 3 of you. And a lot of that is forged in childhood. The reason I'm taking time to talk about this is we have a lot of moms in the community and they have children. And I bring up and I say, hey, have you thought about having them help work in the business with you? All our boys, starting when I was in Avon, when they were little, 4 years old and 6 years old, help mommy put the catalogs in the bags. And we're going to go out in the neighborhood and we're going to distribute these on the door. You know, there are doorknobber hangers, you know, and you teach them that how you make money is getting out there, rolling up your sleeves and doing the work. So I like this messaging here because it's true, it leads to an automated e-commerce business, but is it fair to say you got to put in the work first? True, or what do you say?
Oh, no doubt. When my kids were young, I used to take them with me. When I do my vending machines, they had to go with me. They had to work. They had to show up every day. And so it created a bond with us. And also I could mentor them and talk to them and give them that same message that my mom gave me.
Absolutely.
Do this and you can get this. Do this and you can have that. And, people now, our kids have it so much easier than we did. But I tried to stick to that same toughness, the struggle that my parents had to go through. The other day, me and my wife, we were laughing about the little house that we grew up in, with the 2-bedroom house, and look at us now, how we've surpassed our parents. We put our kids in a better situation, and we want them to be able to put their children in a better situation. It's like rising from the ashes to become all you can be.
There you go. Amen.
Amen. Exactly. That's what I want to say too. Because this is when you talk about a legacy business, people think of it in the material aspect. But there's another dimension of when you do this. There's the mental, the intellectual capital, the strength and wherewithal aspect of it. In other words, we're empowering to build strong children through the endeavors that we do so they can go out and get it. Like you said, Ronald, your mom is telling you, no, I'll be choosing your clothes until you have the money to buy your own clothes. I was buying all my clothes, junior high and high school. You want a bike in?
Yeah.
Go get it. You want to be in gymnastics? You'll pay for it and you'll find a way to get there too. Yep. They didn't tote me around town. Exactly. I got a bike. So.
Oh, I used to ride a bike. I worked at a hand car wash. The guy paid us $1 an hour. And I would ride my bike over there, like, I guess it was probably 5 miles to get over to that guy's place. And eventually I got my friends' jobs there, right? But we were all in a band growing up. We all played instruments from elementary school. And the guy, we did such good work for him. He would let us leave to go to band practice and put the car wash on hold until we came back. But once again, back then, people taught you to do things right. They didn't accept half doing it. And that's ingrained in me. I don't have tolerance for half doing stuff. Either you're gonna do it right or don't do it at all. Do it once and do it right. So I was taught, get up in the morning, make up our beds, clean up our room before we left home. When we came home from school, when we had dinner, we all ate together. We got up, we washed the dishes, dried them, put them away. Everything was done like that. You go to bed at a certain time, you get up at a certain time. And it's just ingrained in me to do it that way.
There's the Dupree factor. So what I think is different here is that how you show up for the game will make or break you. Exactly. And your entire background and essence of who you are is a part of that. And it can be reshaped, but it's going to take more work than when you were little, when you were in the formative stages of your life. But it can be done. And I think it's predicated upon how badly do you want this? Because you're going to have to be different.
I never meant to not have a VA. I started out with 2 VAs. I want a VA, but if they're not working right, I can't let them stop my progress. And actually that turned out to be a blessing for me because it turned me into a great VA. I'm good. I'm finding good products. I interact with Amazon. So once I get that next VA, I'll train them to be another me.
Hey, are you available part-time?
Yeah, you're.
I don't work for $3 an hour anymore.
Well, we can talk about that off
We'll
call.
talk, well, we're gonna have to hire you, Dupree. Donald has some dinosaurs there that he needs to get rid of.
Donald is a dinosaur.
Oh, come on now. Donald, you know what?
Oh.
Donald is the pace setter among our group.
That's right.
His numbers are incredible. He's been in EBS a little bit longer than most of us, but not by that much more. And he is the pace setter. And what he gives to our group is the inspiration to see that it can be done. So
Yes.
Donald not only is doing it, but he's showing us that it can be done.
Yes.
And so now if Donald can do it, we know we can do it. And so we have to put in the work that he has put in already and get to where he is, because he is our pace setter.
We have to get cats.
I think there was an insult in there somewhere, but
Yeah.
I will let it slip till Monday.
No,
I heard that
no,
too, Donald.
no insult there.
We gotta get some cats.
You're the pace setter.
You know those cats probably do.
So what's the magic pixel dust here, Donald? Selena surmises it's cats. You've got
It's
cats.
cats.
It must be cats. What is it?
I do have 4 VAs.
There you go.
Ah, okay.
I'll say hello to them right now. I'm sure they're watching. But I got lucky. I got some good help that I need more than anybody. I can't do it by myself like Ronald, and Roberto and Selena make a team that can't be broken. You guys are actually ahead of where I was at in my first year. So you're keeping me going.
What is it?
That's what the group does. The group does that for each other.
I want to ask you about the group in a moment. Before we do there, Donald, what difference has the VAs made for you and your business?
It's kind of like it's leverage. I mean, you can't be everywhere at one time. So they have certain areas that they focus on, certain categories, and they've just increased the volume, enabled me to make more decisions from the products that they find. And the only bad products that we find now are ones that I found. So I know my place.
Dinosaurs.
Did you say dinosaurs, Ronald? Yeah. But they were toy dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I've since had some others. And that's just the way it is, and it's good for me. So I'm not going to mess with it right now.
Can you give any tips about, 4 is significant. And so I'm curious to know how much of your day is spent. So they're doing their busy work of searching for products. Is that the main thing they do?
They find the products and they purchase them.
And they purchase them. Okay, so 4, and you had to set up a system to kind of get them each. This is your bucket, your lane to run in, and this is your lane. Is that kind of how you did it? So they've all.
That's the general process that I'm shooting for. I'm not there yet, as Brian tells me weekly, but I'm working on it. There's a lot of things to do. It's a refinement. Ronald would not help me as a VA either. So, and there you go, 5% for you right now. But it's just something, you're always looking for a better way to do it, and try to find a way to help you sleep at night and not worry about anything. It's always fun to wake up in the morning and see sales.
So I'm a little curious of the transition, because I've had members asking the transition you took from they're doing the sourcing and you are doing the approval and purchasing. And I know Brian walked Ed Dassey through that transition as well, because that takes time. So what was that stretch of time of that decision making and releasing that? Was it one person at a time? I'm just curious about that.
Well, the way it's set up, one of my VAs who's worked with me the longest, she's the one that does the actual purchasing and deals with the stores and vendors. And the other 3 focus on finding the products that we together look at. She makes most of the decisions. So it's all numbers. It's not anything personal about one thing. Used to be with certain toys, but not anymore. I just personally get distracted because I like to play with the toys. But that's a personal problem that I've gotten over with.
What about management of your team, Donald?
Well, we have a weekly call, and then we just stay in constant communication through Skype, and a little bit of email, but mostly Skype. And we just found what works, and the time difference for me right now is 13 hours. So I've kind of shifted my day to a little bit in the evening. I don't have another job, so I'm more flexible in that way. I know a lot of our other members have jobs, and they're nurses and business people that have to be somewhere else during the day. So I'm lucky in that regard.
How much of a lead, Donald? How much of a lead VA? Your VA that does the ordering, your original VA. Is she a team leader for you?
She is, yes. That's Queenie. Queenie, if you're listening.
Yeah. So she does some of the management for you.
She actually found two of the other VAs in the part of recruiting people. It accelerated that, plus they already had a relationship. So I have a criteriometer, which is where I have all my criteria. It's a part of the game.
That's one of the dominoes, getting a criteriometer.
It's hard for me to say too, but it's just a
criteriometer.
A joke we have within our team, the VAs.
Okay, I want to just tap into that. So this concept, and it's happened for us, and it's happened for people that I've been in conversations with here inside the community, where they have a VA, and these VAs have networks. And this happened recently for us with our beloved Loretto, and then it was Joanne who said, I used to work with so-and-so, and he's awesome. And Lisa and I like, you do? Because it is a lot of work, as Ronald is saying, to find good people. It's a project. And so that referral, and so that was her network. It's also Joan Mahuthia I interviewed recently, and this gal brought a gang and of people, and she said, and they're willing to work for you for free for a month. And Joan's like, really? I won the lottery, and then they were willing to prove themselves. That's kind of unique. So don't ever get your hopes up that you can have a whole crew show up, but that's what happened to her. I'm just saying they do have networks.
Another member of our mastermind, Ronnie Palmer, has the most VAs, I think, in our group, and he's setting the pattern there that I'd like to get some more experience with as far as recruiting.
Yeah, he has 7.
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
That's great.
Oh, okay. I'm so intrigued by this topic of, have you enjoyed, Donald, this going through that formation of doing it yourself and then going through that? I mean, no doubt there was arduous and some mountains to climb and go down and this and that, but on the whole, have you enjoyed the process of developing your team out?
I have. I mean, everybody works at their own rate. They're many years, many decades younger than I am. So we just identify whatever our challenge is at the moment and mutually come to some decision that makes things better, just a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
But I wish we could get together and see each other physically from time to time. I don't know if that'd be better or worse, but in my case, it's probably better that they're 8,000 or 9,000 miles away from me. It's better for them. But we have a few challenges ahead right now. I mean, it just seems like we've had a lot of good fortune, and the big catch for me now is trying to convert my sales into a decent profit margin. That's the challenge for me, and we're trying to have fewer mistakes. We've got all the problems everybody else have. I got cancellation. One reason I'm getting into some RA stuff, I'm going to start working with my wife, and we'll start doing stuff here. I mean, when you can't get stuff shipped to the prep center, I'm going to tell them to ship it to the house. I'm tired of cancellations and those games that you have with OA. And even some of the wholesale stuff is better handled. Just like Candida has her hustle hut, someday I'll have an equivalent down here. At least I hope so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's shift a little bit here,
Okay.
because we've had quite a few people asking about your mastermind group.
Mm.
And your mastermind group is a peer mastermind group. It's not a led mastermind group by EBS. It's totally a peer group. I know you have several members. You mentioned Ronnie Palmer. He's watching. Joyce is watching. Derry is part of your group. She's watching. Walter and Vinya. So you have a very robust group. And Robert, you mentioned them earlier, that they're all experienced sellers. And you also said something about the how much it helps you grow. You want to speak a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so EBS has all the coaching calls, and those are great. And Brian, you're great, and everything, and the training and everything else. But having a group of peers that are more or less along the same level of growth as you are, and are willing to share information, which this group does. And this group is not about competing against each other. This group is about giving a helping hand up to the next level, the next step, and we're all about that. We share our victories, we share our defeats and how we're getting around those defeats, and hopefully by sharing in both of those, we can help the rest of the people in the group avoid that defeat. And maybe if we found out something key, which we may be sharing something on Monday with the group that we discovered, we can help them go up on the next run. And we're all about helping each other. We're not competing against each other. Ronald and us, we're more or less around the same numbers. And whenever we post our individual accomplishments, we each celebrate each other. It's all about team success as a group. If we can move forward as a group together, it'll be much easier. And so that group is very much about helping each other. And I strongly encourage anyone that's listening that to put together some kind of peer group from whatever coaching classes you had. You might be along the same level of advancement within the program. And those Monday night calls for us are essential. I love the coaching calls with Danita. I love the coaching calls with Candida, but I won't miss that Monday night class with our peer group. It is essential.
Mhm.
So just to add on a little bit to that, and I know Joyce is watching.
Yes.
And
He's the boss.
this was about maybe a month ago. Joyce said something that was very touching in our meeting. And, she actually shared a few tears, letting us know that she really needs us and she really appreciates us. And so it just, we feel like a family.
We do.
And I says, we need you. You're like the whole key to our group being together, because she sets up the Zoom calls. She keeps the notes. She has the recordings. So I wanted to let her know we need you just like you need us. And we all show up.
Mm-hmm.
We all show up. We're on time.
Mm-hmm.
We just like the other meetings, we go over sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time we actually go over our time.
All
You
the
mean-
time.
Yes, all the time.
You mean you're committed?
We are
We're
committed.
We're committed.
We are committed, but we have a lot of fun. We do. We have a lot of fun, but we are committed to each other and committed to the business and
each member brings something different. Ronnie Palmer brings an organizational skill and a way of setting things up that helps everyone. Vinya and her husband also have made great contributions. Everyone has made some kind of contribution, and we feel blessed to have been asked to join that group.
So I want to set a framework. This particular mastermind primarily originated out of VIP, wasn't it, Brian? The mastermind we had last.
Yeah, let's we want to ask them about how they formed this, because that's what people are saying is, can I join your group? Can I join your group?
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
No, and so I just want to, what it weighs into is you get to know each other as you are engaged in the program. So I'm going to take E-Com Exec as an example. I've sat in that call. And what happens is by being in that call, because peak is 90 days. And then when you get into a more intensely focused mentorship, you start to get to know each other. That's what happens. You start to get to know each other. VIP met twice a week last year. So you guys were at a pace of really getting to know each other. And you start to find what's called affinity. You know, primarily the strongest affinity you're looking for is the go-getters. And when I'm in business, I want to hang with the go-getters, but I dare not, trap me into that if I'm a slacker. No, I got to be a go-getter. So you're looking at the spirit of the group and of the people who are really wanting to game up and go to the next level. And like you said, Selena, you were invited in. You guys are go-getters. And a mastermind, and this is kind of a whole nother topic, but they cap out at a certain number of people. I was invited into Coach Kurt's mastermind. This harkens back to 2005, okay? Because I came online in 2004. And when I got invited into his mastermind, I was like, really? I was a go-getter. I stood out. And so mastermind doesn't work really well. And it all comes from Napoleon Hill when he speaks about a mastermind. I don't have the quote right off of my head, Brian, but you're all there for a common goal and reason. It's not a place just to hang and chill. A mastermind, it's a synchronicity of shared values and shared goals and a shared collective of, hey, we're here to lift each other up together. But anyways, the framework is being in these closer calls and getting to know each other. For example, when Victoria was going through peak and then she's ready to graduate, the people went gaga. She had 42 grand. She was clearly a go-getter in her 90 days. And they're all fawning on her, right? Oh, let me get a piece of your magic. Okay. So go-getters want to hang with go-getters, in other words. And slackers, it's not fun to be in a slacker group. And so I'm just saying it's predicated on the desire and the hard work that is being manifested is the value you bring into a group. And if you don't have that, well, the group is going to get bored with you. Right? Ronald, you're kind of nodding your head.
Yeah, we don't want you. We don't want you.
It's not going to work.
I mean, if you're just there asking me for my ASINs, and, no, we don't want you.
Well, that's why they make me bring donuts from Krispy Kreme.
That's right. We have donuts.
Do you two want to add anything more about that with what works for a mastermind?
Well, actually, we have to give credit to Brian because Brian asked us after VIP, he thought it would be a good idea for us to form this group, which we did. And of course, everyone didn't stay. Everyone started out in the group. The really committed people stayed with the group. And then we got a request from Roberto and Selena to join our group because they were go-getters looking for that group. And so we welcomed them in and they've, become a very essential part of our group. And that's what we want. We want people, like-minded people that are, because you have to be willing to do the work. You can't come in here and ask me, oh, you did this. How did you do that? No, I worked for it. That's how I got it. And that's how you have to get it. Mm-hmm. You have to work. This is not a handout. If you're looking for a handout, you see these people out on the street standing out there asking for dollars. Like, dude, you spend 8 hours out here. How much do you get at the end of the day? If you went and actually worked, you could make $100 a day. You're out here asking for a handout. So that's what I believe in, work, hard work. And we're, in our group, we're committed to each other. We look forward to the meetings.
Yes.
We start the meetings on time, and it works.
Yeah, and we also make decisions together, and and we select projects to do together, and we assign each other things sometimes to do. And we do voting, we vote. And
yeah, we respect each other's choices.
we respect each other, yes, definitely.
There's no leader of our group. We're all leaders respecting each other's choices.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I encourage people that are in VIP in peak now, as you're finishing, look around. Who's in your VIP group that you think could form some kind of group together, and one of you take it up, reach out to people, form a group. It'll be mutually beneficial. Those of you that are in e-commerce, look around. Who do you think would be a key member to a group that you may form? One of you form an e-commerce mastermind. Put a group together. It will be very beneficial.
All right. I have to say, I was shocked to look up and see what time it is. And I think we could go on. To be honest, what I can see in the future at a live event is we put you guys up in front of the room on those stools well, you guys haven't seen it, but that's what we do. We have the coaches come up, and then it's the Ask the Coaches session, and there could be an Ask the Masterminder session. I see that coming. But we have to give it a wrap. This is, I think people could sit here for hours. And I am just going to say, to have something like this happen in just a lifetime, the experience of what you folks are going through, the foundation has been set through E-Commerce Business School to set it up to be opportune for this to happen. And it's and to have not all mastermind groups coalesce like what yours has. I'm just going to say, because Kurt and I have done this for many, many years now, developing masterminds. It's a unique dynamic, having the mix of personalities that are not just takers, they're givers. And that's got to be mainstay, that they're givers and they receive, but first predicated on they know how to give into the group, and with the strong work ethic that goes with that. So I know you want to say more, Selena. I think we all do. And do you want to put in something?
I just wanted to say something really quick. I just wanted to say that to be consistent with your business, that is something that's essential. But be consistent with your group, be consistent with the shipping that you do every week, with your classes, with the training, be consistent with everything. And that's really important. That's what I wanted to say.
Couldn't agree more.
And I'm just going to add a little tid onto that, because I know it's time to go. But so exactly what she says, hard work and consistency, but also like this weekend, I'm taking a break. Don't burn yourself out. Step away. Like this weekend, I'm going to spend this weekend just watching videos of other classes, because you take the classes, you don't remember everything. And so like I tell our group, go back and watch those tapes over again.
Yeah.
That's my secret to the group, to the watchers. You guys have everything you guys give us everything we need to succeed. Go back and watch those classes over, maybe 2 or 3 times, and pick up those tidbits that you missed. Because once you start this program, it's like you're lost, to be honest. We're all lost. We're trying to, wait for the next class. You're not getting everything. So you have to go back, because everything you need to succeed is there. You guys have an excellent, excellent program. You guys are very committed. I love the fact of the commitment that you guys give us. And so that's my advice to everyone. What is the secret? It's in your videos. Just go back and watch them over.
That's right.
That's how I spend my weekend.
Yeah.
As I'm relaxing, just watching, getting more little tidbits.
More tidbits. All righty. We could talk longer. I got to give it a wrap. I actually literally have an appointment at the top of the hour. So we're going to get back to our slide deck, Brian, and bring this to a close. Can you guys do me a favor, though? can you please give loves and likes for what you have received from this incredible team of people who, what you see from this is, I mean, I love it when you leaned in there, Roberto, and you're just, the smile on your face just says it all. The smile on your face just really says it all in terms of the love and the value that you folks have received here goes far beyond even, you know, you're building your Amazon businesses, but the friendships and the future together. There's a quote from this is from sociologists. If you want to know what your future looks like, it's the 5 people closest to you.
Yes.
Welcome to your future, right?
And the dinosaurs.
And so, the dinosaurs. Okay, Brian, I'm going to go to our slide deck. Next Saturday is Connie Brown-Olds is up on deck. What does it take to build a truly owner-independent business? Connie has a full-time business in the medical industry, and she has been building her business on the side, her Amazon e-commerce business. And so we're going to dive into that with Connie. If her name sounds familiar, she's been our moderator in our last two-day retail arbitrage workshops or e-commerce arbitrage workshops. So another quick heads up announcement on Saturday, April 2nd, we're going to have the E-Com Exec quarterly workshop. I'm going to say, I came into that call and there was a very strong bond that was forged within that workshop. It was about 30 some people. It wasn't a huge class. It was about 30 people and they were together for 4 hours. You start to get to know who's who. Who do you like? Who do you have an affinity? Oh, she's another go-getter. This speaks to forging those potential masterminds is when you show up and you're in these events that we sponsor for you folks. Eventually back to live events, face-to-face we'll be doing too. But anyways, that's just right around the corner. So if you want to have a seat at the table and find out who's who, get involved with the quarterly workshop. The next slide there is Al, who is an international businessman. He says about the workshop, I thought it was extremely valuable. I've implemented, and it's basically become a part of my day-to-day operations. The people who are eager for success step up to the plate for the next level of development that we provide you. So the quarterly workshop, you're going to be bonding. I'm sure Al's going to be there. Victoria for sure is going to be there. And it is a very transformational experience. All right, so for all Peak grads and qualified EBS members, if you are ready to be committed and you want to be with a group of people like what these folks did, then you can join the E-Com Exec. Again, that's if you're active in Peak in your 90 days, you got to wait till you get through it, okay? Because you got enough on your plate. Like Ronald is saying, you got more than enough on your plate. But if you graduated, this is the place to hang your hat. That's where you forge those relationships. So it's joinebs.com/exec. All right, the next slide. Brian?
I want to add something here because we've been talking about the value of a mastermind and having a mastermind. And we mentioned the VIP. Well, Peak VIP is a program we offered last year. It was a limited time period. It wasn't like E-Com Exec. It was a smaller group. Most of these members that you're seeing here today or that I mentioned, like Joyce or Ronnie Palmer, they were in VIP, Peak VIP. And because of the relationship that they formed there, it was only natural that they continued on with this mastermind. Roberta and Selena have joined them. They weren't Peak VIP members, but they saw this mastermind in existence and said, I want to be part of that. Well, people are saying, well, where do you find a mastermind? How do I join? Well, they created their own, and the nucleus was Peak VIP. In E-Com Exec, this is a monthly opportunity for you. It's a course in coaching and mentorship that you can attend, and you're going to meet other members, and these are committed members in their business. Otherwise, they wouldn't be an E-Com Exec. Where do you think you meet people to form a mastermind group with? E-Com Exec is just the perfect place to do that. These are not beginners. These are people that are committed to their business. You want to be in a mastermind group with committed members. I can't tell you a better place to come and meet people to form the nucleus of your own mastermind group.
Speaking of which, Victoria, and she hit the highest numbers of any member that I'm aware of. She had 42,000. She works 12-hour shifts, 5 days a week, not 4, 5 days a week, has 3 small children. Okay, so there's like a no excuses mentality. She's got it. And she just joined the annual yesterday. She's e-committed. And she's a powerhouse. She is going to the next level. And she said, I love Brian. She said, can I adopt him in? I said, I don't think so. She literally did say that in a call we had together. Anyways, I'll just say she's going to the next level and she's wanting to take her business to the next growth level. She's going to do exceptionally well. So you have to join where the people are hanging to further advance their businesses. Okay, the next slide there is joinebs.com. If you're brand new to us, you need to just get into our program first, go through our mentorship. E-Com Exec comes after that. That's kind of where the filtering happens. Who's ready to game up? That's what E-Com Exec is about. If you're willing to game up. All right. But if you're brand new, go to joinebs.com. You'll be taken to our homepage. And then the next slide there, it is hustle and heart. You got to be able to hustle. Ronald is amply proven. He knows how to hustle. No roadblock gets in his way. He tears it down, he figures it out, and he keeps trucking. Hustle and heart is what sets us apart. And again, the next slide there is go to our homepage to access our free training and student success stories. That's joinebs.com. So with that, thank you everyone so much for being here for this edition of Saturday Morning Live. I got a good feeling you guys have been amply inspired. Yeah, let's do that. So there we go. Donald, do you have one? I love this. Let's everyone get your mic up. Oh, what a way to close it out. Thank you. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Go get them. Let's do this.
Thanks. All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
You guys.